Using wildcard time options and editing a report. So first we need to create a new blank Microsoft Word document. So we go to File, New, Blank Document. Now we go to the Historian tab and we click on Options. In order to use the wildcards, which we will do in this lab, we need to check the box Use Datetime Wildcards. So we're gonna check it and click OK. So now let's start typing something in the report. We are gonna type reactor report for, and then we press the space bar and insert the report date. So there it is, our field code for the report date. Press enter, and in the next line we are gonna type our data for reactor tags starting. Press the space bar, and now we are gonna insert the report time. Press enter, and now we are gonna insert a query. So here in the Historian tab, click Insert Query. We get the Direct Query dialog box, and click on the Bring Up the Query Form button. So here we have the query window. Under the query type, we are going to select History Values. Under the tags pane, we are going to select prod level, React level, and React temp. Then we click on the time tab, and we are going to change the duration to 1 hour. Under format, we select the white query format, and we are ready. We click OK. Here we have our query inserted in the direct query dialog. We are going to check the option to show headings on every page. Click on Format Table. And on the Table Auto Format dialog box, we are going to select for the format Classic 4. Click OK. Click OK again on the Direct Query dialog. And here we have the Additional Time Options dialog. So in this one, we are going to select Yes, insert wildcards for query execution relative to a fixed time. For the wildcards for day, we are going to leave the default date as specified in the report options. And for the wildcards for time, we are going to leave the default time specified in reports option. We click OK. Here we have our query. Now we click on the Options button. And here we can define a report date and a report time. We are going to change the report time to something recent, so let's put here 8 a.m. Click OK. And now we are ready to run our report. So let's click on the Run Report button. We are prompted to save the queries as a template. That's a good idea, so let's click Yes. And we are going to save it as Reactor Wildcard. Make sure the type is template. Click Save. The report is generated. It has the nice format. We can close the document without saving it. And now we can edit our report. So on the Historian menu, let's click Open Report. And under the General tab, we click on Reactor Wildcard. Click OK. And notice that the query text appears in the Microsoft Word document. So we can click anywhere on the SQL query. The entire query is selected. And then on the Historian menu, we select Edit Query. From the Direct Query dialog box, we could click on the Bring Up the Query form to start the edition using the Query Client control, but we can also manually change the query here on the query field. So notice that our time window for this query is 1 hour. We have here #date, #report time minus 1 hour. We are going to change this to 30 minutes. So let's remove the 1H and replace it with 30 MI and click OK. And notice that now we can see here the change. Now for the title here, we say our data. We are going to change that to 30 minutes. And now we can click on Run Report. Again, we are prompted to save the template. This time we won't save it, so click No. And now we have our report generated just for the last 30 minutes of data. Now notice that we lost the nice format of our table. Well, when we edit a query, we need to select the Format Table options again. So in this case, we will have to reopen the template, go over the Format Table options, modify them, and run it again. Now we close the report, we close Word, we don't need to save it, and that's the end of our lab.